December 16, 1960. New York City. A calm winter morning was shattered by an unthinkable tragedy. Two commercial airliners collided in midair, raining debris over the city and leaving 134 people dead. This disaster marked one of the deadliest aviation accidents in U.S. history. But it wasn't the first time America had witnessed a catastrophic collision in the skies. 4 years earlier, another horrific event unfolded over the Grand Canyon, changing the aviation industry forever. Let's start with New York City. It was just after 10:30 a.m. when United Airlines Flight 826, a DC-8, collided with TWA Flight 266, a super constellation, in the skies above Staten Island. The DC-8 was traveling from Chicago to New York, while the TWA Flight was en route from Dayton to the same destination. Both planes were nearing their final approach to Idlewild Airport, now known as JFK International. But due to navigational errors and miscommunication, their paths tragically intersected. The collision occurred at approximately 5,000 feet. The DC-8 struck the TWA plane at high speed, severing its fuselage. The TWA flight disintegrated almost instantly, its wreckage falling into Miller Field on Staten Island. The DC-8, heavily damaged, remained airborne for a few moments before crashing into the Park Slope neighborhood of Brooklyn. The impact destroyed buildings, vehicles, and lives, leaving a scene of utter devastation. All 128 people on board the two planes and 6 individuals on the ground perished. The investigation that followed revealed a series of fatal missteps. Air traffic control procedures were inadequate, and the rapidly growing volume of air traffic overwhelmed existing systems. The crash underscored the urgent need for improved air traffic control technology and stricter enforcement of flight paths. It also highlighted the human cost of complacency in aviation safety. Now, let's rewind to June 30th, 1956. The skies over the Grand Canyon became the setting for another tragedy that shocked the nation. United Airlines Flight 718 and TWA Flight 2 collided in clear weather, killing all 128 people aboard both planes. At the time, it was the deadliest aviation accident in the world. The TWA Super Constellation was en route from Los Angeles to Kansas City, while the United DC-7 was flying from Los Angeles to Chicago. Both planes had left Los Angeles within minutes of each other and were cruising at high altitudes. In those days, air traffic control relied on rudimentary technology, and pilots often navigated using visual flight rules, or VFR, in less congested airspace. As the planes approached the Grand Canyon, their pilots, unaware of each other's exact positions, maneuvered to give passengers a better view of the stunning landscape below. Tragically, their paths crossed. The collision sent both planes spiraling into the canyon, leaving a trail of wreckage scattered across the rugged terrain. The aftermath was devastating. The remote location of the crash made recovery efforts grueling. Investigators had to piece together the events from limited evidence, as the cockpit voice recorders and flight data recorders we rely on today did not exist at the time. The crash highlighted the inadequacy of mid-century air traffic control systems and the dangers of visual navigation in increasingly crowded skies. These two disasters, though separated by 4 years and hundreds of miles, share a common legacy. Both exposed critical flaws in aviation infrastructure and practices. The public outcry following the Grand Canyon collision led to the creation of the Federal Aviation Administration in 1958, tasked with modernizing air traffic control and ensuring the safety of the skies. The New York City collision reinforced the importance of these reforms and accelerated the adoption of radar technology and standardized flight corridors. Today, aviation is one of the safest modes of transportation, thanks in part to the lessons learned from these tragedies. Improved air traffic control systems, advanced navigation tools, and rigorous safety protocols are now standard. Yet, the memories of those lost serve as a sobering reminder of the stakes involved in air travel. The collisions over New York City and the Grand Canyon stand as two of America's worst aviation disasters. They reshaped the industry and left an indelible mark on history. Through tragedy came progress, ensuring that the skies above are safer for everyone who takes to the air.